In this video, I'm going to try to grow my deposit from $1,000 to $10,000 and we'll see how it goes. This is a pretty risky thing to do, and I don't recommend you take such big risks, so just a heads up about the risk. Alright, let's get started. I want to open my first trade right away on the British pound / Japanese yen currency pair. I'm going to open the trade with 30%. To do this, I go straight to the booster bot and select a 1-minute trade time. And next, I'll show you all the life hacks that can help you safely grow your deposit. The very first life hack I'm going to use is choosing a currency pair with high payouts. So here, we can see a lot of different payouts. And accordingly, the higher the payout, the faster we'll be able to grow our deposit. That's why the very first thing I'll do is choose currency pairs that have a payout of more than 70%. This will help me grow my deposit faster. And many people think that we need some kind of secret strategy, that we need some secret method, but in reality, trading is actually very simple. In order to grow your deposit and develop your trading skills, you just need to practice. Just an hour a day. If you consistently dedicate that time every other day, you'll really be able to understand this field and, as a result, earn steadily. And it doesn't matter whether you're using strategies, a trading robot, or just copying signals. Basically, all you need is just more practice. And as you can see, the first win goes into my balance, and that's $266. I'll open the next trade for $380. So, the balance is gradually growing. Awesome. And let's talk about all the other life hacks, little things, and how to safely grow your deposit as much as possible a bit later. But first, I want to remind you that for any questions, you can write to our support account. I'll leave the link to it in the description. If you have any questions about the booster bot, if you want to copy our signals, or just get useful information about our project or about the currency pairs that are currently worth trading, then reach out to our support account. I'll leave the link in the description. So for any questions, right there. Now let's move on. The next currency pair I'm choosing is the Australian and Canadian dollar. I go to the booster bot, get a new signal, and select the same currency pair. I double check everything again, and everything matches. So I set the trade time to 1 minute. And yes, to quickly grow my deposit, I use 1-minute trades. These trades really do let you increase your deposit very quickly, but of course, they also come with a lot of risk. Honestly, as I mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter whether you're trading with a strategy or using a trading bot. The main factors that affect how quickly you can grow your deposit are: first, proper analysis; second, the percentage you risk per trade; and third, the timing. For example, in 5 minutes, you can open 3 confident 1-minute trades. Excellent. The second trade brings me $291. And let's open the next trade at 35%. That's $540. So this is already the point where I'm not risking anything except my time. Yes, I had 2 good profitable trades, but now, if I lose all of this, basically, I'll just be losing time. My entire main balance will stay intact. Alright, now let's look at some life hacks, specifically entry points. In order for you to have the best possible entry points, you need to go to this section. Select regular candles, set each candle to 5 seconds, and make sure to turn on show timer. What do we need to do next? When we see that a new candle is about to open, we need to wait for it and, accordingly, open our trade on the new candle. Let's look at some examples, and at the same time I'll explain why you need to do this. For example, I choose the Euro to US dollar currency pair. I go to the booster bot and select this currency pair. Again, I'll open a trade for 1 minute. And I get a sell signal. We wait for a new 5-second candle and open a sell trade right from here. As you can see, this candle gave a really strong impulse, and if I had opened the trade right away, my entry point would have been here. But as you can see, I was a bit late, and the price made this kind of squeeze. Yeah, that's an unpleasant moment. That's why you need to open trades on new 5-second candles. They give you the best entry point. And why does it work this way? A lot of 5-second candles accumulate volume. For example, people place pending orders, and those get executed based on 5-second intervals. So, for instance, it could be at 1 minute, or say, at 1 o'clock, 30 seconds, and 25 seconds. In other words, they open their trades right before a certain time, and that's how this kind of volume builds up. So, a lot of people are opening trades at the same time, and as a result, they push the price. And this works specifically on the new 5-second candles. You can see this really clearly. Almost $500 have already been added to my balance, and I'll open the next trade with $721. Just look. In only 3 trades, I've doubled my balance. There's nothing complicated about it. you just activate the booster bot and work with it the same way. But I recommend you increase the time. If you're a complete beginner, then increase the time and lower the percentage per trade. And also, choose higher payouts. That way, you'll be able to earn faster. But that doesn't mean you should try to do all this in one day. I'm just showing you a demonstration of the trading robot as it is. And by the way, you can get it right now using the link in the description. All you need to do is activate it. Type the /start command or press the menu button and you'll see that very command there. Activate it. There's nothing you need to download or buy. But if you have any questions, just write to our support account. The next currency pair is Euro, Swiss franc. I select this currency pair in the booster bot and the trade time is once again 1 minute. And as I mentioned earlier, the most important thing is just to practice. When you practice, you start to understand how the market works. And as a result, you can make good money from it. And the most important thing is what this gives you. First of all, you can skip certain situations. For example, if you see a gap like this, with experience you already know that it's better not to trade here. Or you see a strong impulse like this, and you understand that this is a good opportunity to enter a trade for an increase. This can help you even without the booster bot, even without copying signals. So you just pick currency pairs, and look for the exact situation you've already practiced. By the way, it's better to skip something like this. And right after this trade, I'll show you which currency pairs you should choose, what kind of movement to look for, and which ones to skip. But first, let's remember this example right now with the US dollar/Canadian dollar. We skip this kind of setup. Sharp impulses and gaps like these don't bring us anything good. Alright, let's wait for this trade to close. We've got a pretty good movement here, and as you can see, our entry point was also good, right on the new 5-second candle. Yes, that's another win. $660. Excellent result. And let's open the final trade for $950. But before that, let's talk about which currency pairs you should skip. If you're choosing a currency pair and, for example, you're just starting out, then I recommend you use 15-second candles. Here, the chart is cleaner, and accordingly, we should choose currency pairs that have this kind of movement. In other words, they should move clearly up or down, or have a very strong sideways movement. So, there are two types of sideways movement. When the price is just staying in place, and there are no clear boundaries, and when it's moving actively. Let's try to find an example. Here, for example, this is an example of active sideways movement. So here, the price isn't just staying in one place, as we can see, but it's moving from one boundary to another. These are the kinds of currency pairs we should choose. That's a big advantage. If you suddenly see segments like this, where the currency pair is behaving unpredictably, it's better to skip those too, because it's very risky. Even with the booster bot, I recommend skipping these situations and not taking unnecessary risks. So we only choose pairs with good movement. If you see that the price is rising, or the price is actively falling, or just moving actively in general, then you can work with it. But if you see a situation where there are very impulsive candles, the price is just standing still, and then impulses start again, it's better to skip those. I hope that's clear. If anything is unclear, just write to our support account. The team there will help you out and answer all your questions. And by the way, here's a good example of a downward movement, so you can work really well here. I select the currency pair again, British pound, Japanese yen, and switch to the booster bot. I choose this currency pair and set the trade time to 1 minute. And I get a sell signal. Great. We wait for a new 5-second candle. We can also track this on 15-second candles. So basically, just count when we have a number that's a multiple of 5. And then on the new 5-second candles, we can open trades. In general, the entry point should be pretty good. Moreover, we have a strong downward movement here in the overall trend. The price is moving actively, so we can confidently expect a profit. Let's watch this trade. An excellent final trade has already brought me almost $840, and as you can see, I increased my deposit by 2.5 times. No, actually, by 3.5 times, and I managed to make an extra $2,500. By the way, all the trades closed in profit, which is a pretty good result. Just a reminder, the link to the booster bot is in the description. Just go over, activate it with the start command, type /start, and it'll be activated for you. Or you can message our support account, and the team there will help you out and answer all your questions. Basically, all the links are waiting for you in the description. Activate the booster bot and start earning with it. See you soon.